Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're tuning in from around the globe. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Welcome to the Trillion Dollar Ticket broadcast. I'm your host, Matt Riches. This is the second show of the day. The market opened live. The futures have been moving to the upside since it hit a bottom at 3:40 a.m. We do got a lot of data coming out at 7 a.m. We have JOLTS job openings and consumer confidence. We also got Chicago PMI at 6:45. We got a bunch of Fed speakers today. So be prepared. Let's get into the mantra. I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to be happy. I deserve the wealth that I'm building for me and my family. Riches and freedom that come to our hands. I am the master of all I command. My learning is limitless. My earnings are too. The more I discover, the more I can do. The stock market is a machine of design, and I have the power to make that wealth mine. I am capable. I am skilled. I am bold. Blessings on the journey as the vision unfolds. All right, let's get into Robert Greene's daily law. Connect to your destiny. Do not talk about giftedness, inborn talents. One can name great men of all kinds who were very little gifted. They acquired greatness, became greatness. They allowed themselves time for it. Mastery is not a result of genetics or luck, but of following your natural inclinations and the deep desire that stirs within you. Everyone has these unique inclinations, which are not based on ego, but on natural expression of your true self. To alienate yourself from this voice leads only to pain and wasted potential, while following it allows you to fulfill your life's task and contribute something unique to society. Acquired greatness in long-term investing is about allowing your potential to fruition over time, rather than chasing immediate pleasures. If you alienate yourself from your natural inclinations towards structural discipline, you will experience the bitterness of wasted opportunities. Mastering your portfolio is a fact of nature. It requires you to listen to the voice that draws you toward long-term value when others are chasing viral phrases. All right. Market open, market open, market open. All right. I was not able to finish the Robert Greene's daily law. Let's just get to these prices. Let's see what's going on. We'll get back to it if we have time. SPY is up $7.50, y'all. That's 1.16%. QQQ is up 1.16%. The VIX is dropping. The VIX is under 30. The VIX is down to 2806. NVIDIA is up 1.25%. Apple is up 0.75%. Google is up 1.75%. Tesla is up 2%. Microsoft is up 1.75%. Amazon is up over 2%. TSM is up over 2%. Meta is up 2.75%. Are you serious? AVGO is up 1.75%. And Berkshire B is up 0.5%. Let's check out some of these other tickers we like to look at on the show. SPX is up 1.25%. The NAS 100 is up almost 1.5%. The Dow Jones is up 1%. 10-year Treasury note has been dropped in the past couple of days. It did reach a high of 4.48, which was very high, but it's been dropping. It's now at 4.31. Gold is up 1.25% at 4,573. The Gold Mini Shares Trust is up 1.25% at $90.45. Silver is up 3.5%. Copper Miners ETF is up 3%. AMD is up 1%. Bitcoin is barely over break even at 66,780. IBIT is up 0.5% at 37.86. Ethereum is up 1.75% at 2,059. BMNR is up 2.5%. Palantir is up 1.5%. Robinhood is up 0.5%. All right. Oh man, let me fix this HR display right quick. Haven't clicked on this since it updated. This is supposed to be NVIDIA. All right. So this HR display, we have top left hand corner, NVIDIA to the right, Apple, Google, Microsoft. Underneath NVIDIA, we have Amazon, TSM, AVGO, and Meta Platforms. All right. Check out some news, y'all. See what we got. All right. I thought this was interesting. It's Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Check it out.
Oh, I think the job that gets you the most money now is if you have talents in social media for customer acquisition. I used to pay those guys $48,000 a year. Now they're $250,000 because you can measure their work based on customer acquisition every week. So most of them become contractors. You know, they make $500,000 a year because they know how to take content, turn it into a 59-second ad on social, and acquire 200 customers. That's a very specific. So remember, everybody say you have to be an engineer. Now you want to be an artist again. Write stories, acquire customers, know how the social media platforms work, know how to post on TikTok versus LinkedIn versus Twitter versus Instagram. Those people in their early 20s are so valuable now. So if you know how to use your phone, somebody wants to.
Thought that was interesting, y'all. He used to pay people $48,000. Now he had to add 200 bands on that. Ooh, and they just contractors. Get to the bag. All right, next. China has 38 nuclear reactors under construction right now. And the U.S. has 0. India has 6, along with Russia. Egypt and Turkey have 4. Korea has 3. Bangladesh, Japan, Ukraine, United Kingdom have 2. And the U.S. has 0. All right. Buffett says Apple remains Berkshire's largest individual stock investment. Buffett estimates that Berkshire made more than $100 billion on his Apple investment, y'all. Wow. And he said he also said that he sold his Apple position too soon. Well, he sold some of it. He didn't sell it all. All right, this is from TrendSpider on Twitter. It says Microsoft's weekly RSI hasn't been this low in 15 years. Yeah, Microsoft been getting destroyed, y'all. Looks like everything is very bullish today, though. So far. Well, it was so red yesterday. But yeah. Yeah, look. Meta up almost 4%. TSM up 2%. Amazon up 2.6%. Microsoft up 2.25%. Tesla up 2.5%. Google up almost 2%. NVIDIA up almost 2%. Yeah. $1 trillion tickets is moving in the right direction today. Let's see if it lasts, though. We do got that data coming out at 6:45 and also 7 o'clock, so it's going to be some important data. All right, next. Delta Airlines will use Amazon satellites to deliver in-flight Wi-Fi service. Delta agreed to install the Amazon Leo internet service on 500 aircraft starting in 2028. This from MarketWatch. It's time to get defensive, says Morgan Stanley strategist. Increase cash and make these moves. Let's see. Morgan Stanley strategists recommend shifting to a defensive portfolio by overweighting cash and U.S. Treasuries while downgrading global equities to equal weight, citing oil supply disruptions from U.S.-Israel tensions with Iran as a key risk factor. This advice comes amid sharp market declines, with the S&P down over 7% year-to-date and oil prices surging 79% to over $100 a barrel, marking the index's worst quarter since 2022. Despite global caution, the firm remains bullish on U.S. stocks for their defensive qualities, positive earnings leverage, and AI-driven efficiencies, while expecting foreign banks to hike rates. Dang, say it right, man. All right, this from Yahoo Finance. The U.S. gas prices top $4 a gallon for the first time since 2022. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's on average in the country, but here in the Bay, I done seen that shit damn near $7. Damn near $7. All right, Eli Lilly to buy Centessa Pharmaceuticals for $6.3 billion. All right, Google owns Waymo. You know Waymo, the autonomous vehicle. They are welcoming their first public riders to and from San Antonio Airport, available 24/7, y'all. All right. I thought this was interesting. ICE agents will be stationed outside graduation events for the nation's newest Marines to identify whether any of their family members are undocumented. This is per CNBC, y'all. Thought that was pretty crazy. All right. Let me run the numbers. SPY is up 1.25% at 640.10. QQQ is up 1.25% at 565.79. The VIX broke 28 to the downside. NVIDIA is up over 2% at 168.66. Apple is up 0.5% at 247.91. Google is up almost 2% at 278.55. Excuse me. Tesla is up over 2.5% at 364.75. Microsoft is up over 2% at 366.74. Amazon is up 2.75% at 206.60. TSM is up over 2% at 323.08. Meta is up 3.75% at 556.45. AVGO is up almost 2% at 299. And Berkshire B is up over 0.5% at 477.73. All right. Let's check out the market caps of our trading dollar tickers and let's see. Oh, NVIDIA almost lost the $4 trillion mark. It's at 4.09 trillion. That means it lost it yesterday since it's up today. Apple is at 3.64 trillion. Google 3.36 trillion. Microsoft 2.72 trillion. Microsoft lost the 3 handle on that trillion, y'all. It's been getting destroyed. And it lost that 3 handle, y'all. It's about to get past. No. Well, Amazon got about 500 billion to go before it's going to pass Microsoft. But that shit keeps falling. It might happen, but it's not looking good. Anyway, Amazon 2.21 trillion. TSM 1.67 trillion. AVGO 1.41 trillion. Meta 1.4 trillion. Tesla 1.36 trillion. Berkshire B 1.02 trillion. And Walmart is still not in the trillion dollar ticker fam. It was in there for a few days, but it fell out. We are still at extreme fear on the fear and greed index. We are still at extreme fear, y'all. Let's check out the heat map. See a lot of green. We ain't seen this much green in a long time on this heat map, y'all. Only thing that's red, I got MU down almost 2.5%. But look, Dell is down over 2.5%, but everything else is at least green or gray. And then in technology services, everything is green or gray except Salesforce, which is down 0.75%, and Intuit is down almost 1%. But yeah, this is looking good. This is looking like a recovery day, but it's still early. The market has only been open for 15 minutes. And you know, we do have that Chicago PMI about to come out right now, and then we got JOLTS and consumer confidence at 7 o'clock. So the forecast was 54.8. That actually came out 52.8. So let's see if there's any reaction in SPX right now. Let's go on the 1 minute chart. Let's see. Let's go on the 30-second chart. So this is where it dropped. It was falling. And then this is the candle where it dropped. So it's got some upside on that. Yeah, not much reaction, but let's wait till 7 o'clock and see more reaction. All right, let's check out. Did I run these numbers already? I didn't. Okay, I did. No, I did for sure. Let's check out the sectors. All right, we got XLE. The energy ETF, excuse me, that's coming off all-time highs. It's up 1% today at 62.58. XLK is up 1.5% at 129.55. XLF is up over 1% at 48.89. XLY is up almost 2% at 107.52. XLC is up 1.25% at 109.33. XLV is up 1.25% at 145.56. XLP is up over 1/4% at 82.20. XLU is down 0.5%. XLU is the only sector that's red today at 45.66. We did get an alert on Costco. We got a buy on a daily, but you know it doesn't go into effect until the market is closed. So we'll have to check back and see if that holds up. XLI is up almost 1.5% at 158.79. XLB is up 1% at 49.59. And XLRE is up over 0.5% at 40.45. Let's check out Costco since the alert came. Okay, so current price $1,006.71. So if it closes above that, then this buy signal should stay. If it does not, then it will not. All right, let's check out some of these other ETFs we like to look at on the show. IWM, the Russell 2000, is up almost 2% at 244.22. SPYM is up almost 1.5% at 75.42. QQQM is up 1.5% at 233.33. SPYG is up almost 2% at 95.76. SOXQ is up almost 2.5% at 57.59. TQQs is up over 4% at 39.58. SOXL is up 7%, y'all, at 43.43. XLG, it's up over 1.5% at 53.69. The IVES 30 is up almost 2% at 27.65. SPYI is up almost 1.5% at 48.64. And QQQI is up almost 1.5% at 48.83. All right. Let's go back to the 8-chart display. NVIDIA looking strong. Oh, you know, we can check and see if any of our levels hit to the upside since everything is running today. Let's see. You know, I gave these levels in the pre-market show. Let's go. SPY opened up here at 638.92. It hit our daily level and a pre-market high at 640.30. My next target for SPY is 642.15. It's very close. All right, next QQQ opened up here at 564.25. It hit our 565.50 level. It hit our weekly level at 566.40. If upside continues, I gotta go into 569.70. NVIDIA opened up here at 166.98, and they hit our level at 168.25. Continues to the upside. I got 169.95 as the next target. All right, Apple opened up here at 247.89. It was very close to this level here, so I'm not going to count that. But if it continues to the upside, I got it pre-market high target at 249.51. Oh, look at this pre-market low level here. All right, Google opened up here at 278.32. It looks like it broke out of the smart money concept support zone. Oh, actually, it did hit our first target on this first 10-minute candle of 279.35, y'all. And then it sold off, but it did hit that first target. Tesla. Okay, Tesla opened up here at 361.51. Our first target to the upside was 365.45. It came within 25 cents of hitting that and then sold off. But that's still the first target. It got very close. Microsoft Microsoft opened up here at 364.41. It did hit this first target. It was pretty close at 365.35. If upside continues, I gotta go into 369.60. Amazon opened up here at 204.89. Hit our first target at 205.70. It did get within 7 cents of our target number 2 of 207.10, y'all. And it's currently in the gap. The gap is about to get filled to the upside. TSM opened up here at 322.36. The first target was very close, 322.55. If it continues at upside, I gotta go into 325.70 before meeting resistance. Meta opened up here above our 549 level. I don't have any levels up here, so nothing for it to hit. Of course, Meta is running today. So I sold my Meta yesterday, and today it's up almost 4%. I sold that shit for a big ass loss, and today it's up 4%. All right, next, AVGO. AVGO opened up at 299.72, came down, hit our 1 hour level at 279.90, and our daily level at 297.40 on the first candle. Now it's reversing to the upside. Let's see. I don't have any close targets. Berkshire B. Nobody trades Berkshire B, so we ain't tripping on it, but it's still a $1 trillion ticker. All right, next. This is from TrendSpider. The last time Google printed a daily RSI reading this low was during the financial crisis of 2008, y'all. Ooh, shoot. That's crazy. All right. I thought this was interesting. Egypt will begin curbing some electricity use, including ordering shops and cafes to close earlier. Wow. So check it out. Egypt's government mandates shops, cafes, and restaurants to close by 9 p.m. on weekdays and 10 p.m. on weekends for 30 days starting yesterday to slash commercial electricity use by up to 35% amid acute shortages. The curbs stem from the Middle East energy crisis triggered by the ongoing Iran-Israel-U.S. war, which has spiked global fuel prices and disrupted LNG imports for Egypt, a net energy importer reliant on 30% foreign supplies. This rationing signals broader economic strain in emerging markets, potentially curbing GDP growth by 0.5% to 1% through reduced consumer spending, while highlighting vulnerabilities in global energy chains to geopolitical shocks. Damn. That's crazy. What if they did that shit in the U.S.? Talking about all these retailers got to close by 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. on the weekends. Well, a lot of that should be closed at that time. But shops, cafes, and restaurants, yeah, most of that should be closed anyway, right? I don't know how much shit is open at that time. Anyway, fast food. Well, yeah, fast food. You shouldn't be eating that shit anyway. All right, next, Wallow. Wallow said dedication is a bridge between who you are and who you are becoming. Okay, yesterday there was some there was a report that came out that said Robinhood and SoFi will be excluded from the SpaceX IPO. And then today, Elon Musk came out and said those reports are false. That Robinhood and SoFi will be included in the SpaceX IPO. Will you be buying SpaceX at the IPO? I don't know. That thing already gonna be worth $1 trillion, so I'm sure everybody who got in pre-IPO is gonna be elated with the profits, and they're just gonna sell it. But they may have their time frame where they can't sell it. But whenever they do, they all selling that shit. All right, next, WeRide and Uber launched fully driverless robo-taxi fare charging operations in Dubai. See, these look like some vans. Yeah, robo-taxis, we in the future, y'all. Fully driverless robo-taxis in Dubai, y'all. All right, Michael Burry said shorts are not forever. He said that 37 minutes ago. But remember he shorted NVIDIA? And that thing was not able to get over that 190 something. It just stayed in that consolidation zone. All right. I think that's it, y'all. That's all the news we got. All right, let's end the show with some Instagram motivation.
But then we heard Nipsey.
This is Method Man talking about Nipsey Hussle.
We had a saying where it would be like, peace, be safe. But then we heard Nipsey say, stay dangerous. And I never understood it. But then when I finally understood it, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Stay dangerous. Because when you are, you're aware. If you're part of the danger, you can see the danger around you as well. You have to stay dangerous. Because if we're not, we're going to get caught unaware. And then we're just a pawn being used. When you carry yourself like a king, you will be.
I like that. Stay dangerous. Check this out. This is interesting.
So someone once asked me, if you knew you were 100 rejections away from your dream life, wouldn't every no feel exciting? And that reframed everything for me, because we almost demand timelines. We want certainty all the time and we want guarantees. But what if the delay is actually doing the shaping that's required of you? What if you're not ready yet? So put your head down, do the work, and let rejection refine you instead of convincing you to stop trying at all.
I like that. What if you're 100 rejections away from reaching your goals? Would that make you more motivated to just get them no's out the way so you can reach your goals? That's powerful right there. I thought that was very powerful. In any part of your life, are you 100 rejections away from reaching your goal? If so, just get them, knock them out, and get to your goal. All right, I got something from Denzel. Check it out.
If you dress sharp, they'll laugh and say you're showing off. If you dress plain, they'll whisper that you're broke. If you speak your mind, they'll call you arrogant. If you stay quiet, they'll call you weak. If you succeed, they'll say you got lucky. If you fail, they'll say you didn't try. Work too hard, they'll warn you to slow down. Rest for a moment, they'll say you've lost your drive. If you love openly, they'll call you naive. If you protect your heart, they'll say you're cold. Stand firm, you're stubborn. Bend a little, you're weak. The truth is this: no matter what you do, people will judge. They don't see your struggles, your late nights, your sacrifices. They only see what fits their story. One day, you're too much. The next, you're not enough. And if you keep chasing their approval, you'll never find peace. So stop running after applause. Stop living in the noise of their voices. Focus on your path, your peace, your growth. Because in the end, their opinions won't build your future. Your actions will. If you
Salute to the OG for dropping that game. You know how we like to end the show, y'all.
And there's gonna be moments when it don't happen overnight. And there's gonna be moments when it's really, really frustrating. And there's gonna be moments when it's really, really inspiring and empowering. And if you get too high off the highs and too low off the lows, you're gonna take yourself on a ride that's very uncomfortable. I think it's just about being committed to the work and appreciating it, when it's good, and not stressing too bad when it's bad. Just appreciating the work and staying focused on showing up every day.
And that's what we do. We show up every day. Thank y'all for tuning in, $1 Trillion Tickers. I'm your host, Matt Riches. We'll be back tomorrow in the pre-market for the pre-market show, where I give you 3 levels to the downside, 3 levels to the upside. Yes, them levels hit today. We just went over that. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom. Peace, blessings, financial freedom.